Hi guys, my name is Joe Zecher and I'm really excited for the opportunity to apply for this head wrangler position at the Elkhorn. So before we get into my riding and tacking videos, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Virginia and was fortunate to come from a pretty informal riding background, mostly Western stuff. Grew up doing trail rides, messing around with friends on horses, pretty casual things, but was also fortunate to have some family in Montana and Wyoming growing up. And so I spent quite a few summers with them, and we would go trail ride and help neighbors with cattle stuff, and that kind of solidified my interest and love for horses from a young age. After I graduated high school, I came west to the University of Montana in Missoula, and was fortunate to spend a handful of summers working on some dude ranches in Wyoming, and was also fortunate to spend my time during school years working for some people with horses down the Bitterroot Valley. I've also done some cattle work throughout those college summers, and since I graduated college, had some pretty cool jobs around the area. I worked as a range rider in Montana's Centennial Valley, just a few mountain ranges over from where you guys are at the Elkhorn. And this past winter was down in Wyoming working for the Little Jenny Ranch as a snow machine guide and doing some trail rides for them as well at the end of the fall. Right now I'm in Missoula working for Oxbow Cattle Company, and my job here wraps up in a week or so. So I've been on the cattle side of ranching for a few years now, and I'm really hoping to get back into the guest side of things. My passion really lies for teaching people and showing people more about horsemanship, the Western ranching lifestyle, and taking them into the mountains to see places that they probably don't get to see at home. The Elkhorn Ranch appears to support a really high-quality horse program that fosters growth and development for both their horses, guests, and staff. Having worked on a few other guest ranches around the region, I really value a ranch that prioritizes the riding over other recreational activities. The Elkhorn seems to provide that, and as an avid horseman, this would suit me well. I'm really excited about the seasonality of this position as well. The summer season, with new guests every week, a crew that's really excited to be there for the summer, and a fast-paced work environment suits me really well. However, when the leaves start to change and winter comes around, I enjoy a slower pace. I'm an avid skier, snowmobiler, and really love all sorts of winter recreation, and have no issue enjoying the snow for 5 or 6 months. I'm really excited about the long-term potential for this position, and I feel the opportunities are present for growth in my horsemanship, leadership, and hospitality skills. I look forward to discussing the opportunity, and without further ado, we'll get into my riding videos. As a little disclaimer, there's nothing too formal going on in these videos ahead. We'll start off with a video of me catching, grooming, saddling, and bridling a horse, and then move into some riding stuff. There's some videos of me working cows, some selfie videos, a video of me dragging a log around, and some photos in there. I really appreciate your time and consideration here, and look forward to discussing the opportunity in the future. Enjoy these videos, and thanks again.
job, Joe. Woo!
Nicely done, Joe.
Good job, Joe. Give him that. He's licking his lips. That's great.
Good job.
Thank you.
Just so I don't forget, unless he changes his mind.
Well, thanks again, guys, for taking a look at these videos. I know they didn't have any words in them, so I'll do a little talking here to kind of talk things out. But when I'm catching and grooming and saddling and doing all that stuff, when I'm grooming there, I'm checking for any signs of soreness or looking for any burrs or any, scrapes or cuts or anything on them, and knocking all that dust and dirt off of them. And when I'm catching them, I'm looking at them to make sure they're walking straight. There's no signs of lameness. When I put that pad on there, I tent that pad up by their withers, and that kind of helps from any rubbing up top there. Throwing that saddle on, once it's on there, I drop my cinches and breast collar on the right side, and then when I'm tightening stuff up, I get that cinch pretty snug. I'd say I'd probably call it 2-finger tight, and then before I get on, I check it again and make any modifications if it needs to go tighter or looser. That back cinch there, you can see it's not tight, but you want that kind of sitting right up against their belly there. You don't want it to be a full-blown flank strap, but you also don't want it just flapping in the wind. Same thing with that breast collar. I don't want that tight. I think if I can fit my fist in there, that's a good snugness. That's just kind of keeping that saddle in place from slide back if you're going up hills. Bridling that horse, you don't want to shove that bit in their mouth. You kind of want to let them open their mouth to it, and then you slide it in. Popping that chin strap underneath there, same kind of thing. Once they have that bit in their mouth, you slide that under. I've always been taught to pop that opposite side ear through first. That makes sliding that head stall over to the easiest. And then checking to make sure that nothing's too tight there. I look for, if any wrinkles, just one wrinkle kind of at the side of their mouth there, where that bit is. Oftentimes, if it's just sitting there nice and, loose, I don't want to say loose, but with no wrinkles, but sitting nicely in their mouth, that seems perfect to me. When you're popping that throat latch on, I put that as loose as possible, because you don't want that choking on that horse. It's really just there to keep that bridle from sliding off the ear if it were to get caught on something. Otherwise, that's about it. Hopefully those riding videos did me justice, and I look forward to discussing. Thanks again, guys.